So if we're just taking a look at Multiverse, Elrond, Egld, whatever you want to call it today, you can see obviously yesterday we had that big drop to the downside as a result of that potential news about a BTC ETF, as I keep saying on Twitter, a Bitcoin ETF being rejected. Obviously big news stories like that do tend to move the market. I think it's probably FUD, to be honest, because we've seen a lot of things behind the scenes suggesting that these ETFs are going to be approved. And I think if they do get approved, we're going to see a lot of volatility in the crypto market. I'm not necessarily sure it's going to be all upside, because I am always wary about these big pieces of news basically being, you know, the sell the news from the buy the hype. We've seen Bitcoin steadily increasing over the past 6 months or so based on the hype of an ETF. And it's quite clear to me that, you know, if we do get that approved, we could see a lot of volatility and maybe even a bit of a dump in the markets as people sell the news. But we'll see what happens next. But I do think, you know, just even the mention of the ETF being rejected here has dropped the overall market by a good amount. And you can see Elrond here had a very tasty drop to the downside of around, what we're looking at here, 20, 27, 28%. I think a lot of altcoins dropped around 30%, which is obviously a very significant drop to the downside. But you can see Elrond's been doing really well recently, just working the fib levels. And for me, this was a nice back test that I did say could be on the cards in previous videos. If we did roll to the downside, coming down into this area here and getting a back test was exactly what I said. And then a bounce to the upside in continuation. It's always good to back test your previous swings, because it means that you don't get too parabolic and have no support and then a huge sell-off like this. So it's nice to see Elrond coming up into this area of previous structure here, as you can see, and then having a bit of a consolidation, a bit of a swing in either direction. You can see we're well above the 100-day moving average as well. So really we are getting quite parabolic in this recent move for Elrond off its lows. Obviously sitting at around $22.50 and then a swing all the way up to $78 is a very significant move. It's over a 3x, isn't it? Obviously 3.5, almost a 4x off that low in the space of a few months. So it's pretty clear we've had a nice bounce off the lows recently for crypto in general, after Bitcoin has just continuously been heading up. But right now I think this is nice necessary, you know, back testing and just nice market structure being created for Elrond, in my opinion. Overall, I do think it's still looking very bullish indeed, and really this back test of this previous area of resistance here as support would be very nice for continuation. As always, my targets are just essentially the Fibonacci levels. You can see rolling to the downside, we could be back at this Fibonacci level here at around $47 at the 023. The target up here getting back to that local swing high at $76 at the 038. And then making some higher highs. Right now I'm probably not expecting much volatility the next few days because of the sheer amount of volatility that we saw yesterday. But for now, things looking good for Elrond. I can't wait to see what happens next.